Oui.
On me présente un moment pour faire ça. Bonjour, bienvenue sur le live Wolverton à Lille. Je suis ravie de vous présenter aujourd'hui Kola et Axel qui ont commencé en septembre 2021 chez nous et qui vous présentent aujourd'hui le projet de portfolio de fin de seconde année en spécialisation full stack. Excellent live, au revoir.
So, hello guys, I'm Kola and I'm going to present you the online bank Obole.
And I'm Axel. We are a student in a specialization full stack at Lille.
So first, we are going to see why we name the bank Obole, the objective of this bank, what is MERN, the front end and back end that we used, the challenges, the report. We are going to see also the future of this project, and we're going to do a conclusion.
Obole, the name from the ancient Greek Athenian money, and we choose the all like Athenian. We choose the color blue and variation because a lot of America use it and it abolish the protection, and we use the Maven Pro classic Google font.
So the objective of our bank is to be accessible and convenient to anybody. Is to have transaction management and card management. And we put a lot of security, and we are going to put a lot of security to this bank, and we use a lot of modern technology. So for the front, we used React.js, Axios to do HTTP request, Chart.js to the chart, and Tailwind CSS for the CSS more usable, and Flutter for the mobile application.
For the backend, we use Bycrypt. We encrypt the password and some information. We use Course for manage course privacy. We use the framework Express to manage route in the back for the API. We use the non-mailer for send email when you add a new card or inscription. We use ORM Mongoose for manage the database in the back, and body parser for simplify the JSON request. For the front and the back, we use the TypeScript and the GWT for manage token.
So what is MERN? So MERN is MongoDB, Express.js, React.js, and Node.js. It's a new way to create. It was created in 2018. So MongoDB is a database documents management. Express.js is a framework backend to minimize and type Sinatra framework open source. React is a bibliothèque of JavaScript that we use a lot in the Olberton lifespan. And Node.js is the environment of execution single thread to use a lot of clients.
Why MERN? MERN for scalability and performance. We have really powerless application. It takes minimum power, responsiveness, user experience, and single page application. We use no SQL database, and it was very simply to manage. The community and resources, we have a lot of community, security, maintenance and scalability, and ease of development.
So for the third service, we use MongoDB Atlas. So it's an online version of MongoDB. We use it's with no deployment, and we use a NoteBailer to send email about user password and account, and card when you create a new card.
For the architecture, for the web, we use the classic architecture of React with the component, the page, the style to configure Tailwind CSS. For Flutter, it's the same classic architecture of Flutter, asset, page, and the utility function, the function more used. On the back, we use the classic structure for Express and API application with a controller with the main function and the route to set up all the route.
So now we're going to do a demo. You can scan the QR code to see the online version. So I'm going to let you 30 seconds to do it. Okay, oh, sorry. So, sorry. First, okay. So first, it's the home page of our application. It's just a little reminder of what we are doing. So the security, the simplicity of utilization, the no fee, and the investment way to invest. So when you create an account, you enter all the information, and after you can connect. We have already an account, and you are going to see this.
In the dashboard, you have the current account with your current amount. You have some information with sample of message. You have the saving account. For this saving account, you have a young and a with a provisional, and you have transaction with last transaction you make.
So now for the card. So you can see you have two cards. You can create more. You can create card, manage if it's closed or in opposition, to modify the limits, and to delete the card if you want.
After you have the statistics get all transaction and all the card payment, and you have all in one, and what you do with your money.
So you can manage to see what you want by clicking what you don't want to see. So for the saving, you have your account. It's a French type account. You have young and A account. You can see the percentage, your interest rate, your actual sold, and the next sold you are going to see. You can create one saving account A and one saving account young, like in French.
For this part, the message we do not have the time to complete, so the data was static for the moment, but the objective was set up a real message and client support.
So if we go back in the dashboard, you have your transaction that you made and your transaction that you can do. You have also a payment we're going to see later. So the transaction that you made, it's listed in the here, and you can make a transaction from here, like this. So now for the payment, you can do fake payment. It's not real. We are not a real bank. So if you have a code, don't use it on a real shop. It's fake Amazon. It's not Amazon. So you can make depends that you want, and after it's on the payment page.
For the mobile version, we have the same structure, and it's the same information too, with card, dashboard, saving account, and message.
So that's all for the demo, and we are going back to the presentation. Sorry, one moment. So,
The challenge, the main challenges was data security, financial transaction management, authentication and access security, lot of user experience, testing at the beginning, and protection against a cyber attack.
so for the report, we have a failure about mobile application. If you didn't see it, we don't have a statistic because it was not pretty to put it on the mobile application. And the request from the back from mobile that we didn't make because we didn't have the time, but we are going to do it. For the improve, we want to use a private server for the because for now we use MongoDB and Vercel server, and Vercel stop all the 5 minutes without any request. We want to use the per version of Mongo Atlas. It's faster, and we want to refactor the function in the back.
The long part for Alberton was to secure token, manage some information, store data, and create mobile application.
So the next step is to get a private server, like we said, to set up a deployment for the mobile, and set up the deployment of the firewall and load balancing. It's really useful to have this type of security. And to finish the mobile application, and we can search to search the project.
In conclusion, mobile want to be a modern, secure, and innovative bank. For the innovative, we use the MERN, Stack, and Flutter. It was the really young stacks and really powerful. It was the really good challenge, and the user experience was really difficult, but I think we do a good work.
So thank you for listening. I was Cola, Renard, and
I was Axel. Thanks.
Now it's time for some question. So if you want to have to send question or ask question.
Easy question. Did you like it? The project?
Yes,
For
of
me,
course.
yes, it was really useful, and I learned a lot with Flutter?
Me the same. I was a backend lover, so set up an API, deploy it, try, test. It was a good experience.
Yes?
What was your most difficulties during the project?
One of part, it was the cost configuration. It's very difficult to set up when you use the free service of deployment. So yes, and maybe sending email too. We send email with some word of banking, so we are in the spam, and it's not cool.
What was the funniest part of the project for you?
For me, it was the user interface to the user experience. We did it before in Figma, and also the logo.
For me, I think it's learned part of MongoDB and set up the database.
Thank you.
Thomas?
How many time did you spend working on this project?
I can't send you because we have also some project with Alberton at the same time. So I think
we start the project
really early.
really early for set up the user experience and Figma before we code. So we don't really know, but
50, 60.
2 months, we think.
2 months. Other question?
Now you use Flutter. Now you use Flutter. Do you like it? Do you advise it to another person or not?
Like I said, I did a lot of Flutter, but for me it was not the choice because the CSS of Flutter is really hard, and I think the second time, if I want to do this project a second time, I'm going to use React Native. Other question, or it's good? So thank you.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup pour cette présentation. Prochain live 14h30 avec le campus de Laval sur le lien indiqué sur YouTube. Merci encore Axel et Cola, et vous avez le big up de votre directeur de campus.